You knew it was coming, folks. If you follow my videos, you knew it was coming. After my video about God turning up the volume on the law of attraction, he asked me to create this video letting you guys know that he's placing the people in a position of power above the US government. Why? Number one, because he's completely over it. He is over the tax reform bill. He's over the Graham Cassidy healthcare bill. He's over the separation. He's over the discrimination. And he is especially over the corporate donors who give to the Republican and Democratic parties. He's saying that these corporations that hold large interests in these parties and give tons and tons of money to them have hidden agendas. And so the divine is saying, yeah, this just isn't working for me anymore. Sorry. So he's really annoyed with the two-party system with the Democrats and the Republicans. And he feels like they don't really care about the people. For example, the Graham Cassidy healthcare bill, only 20% of Americans supported. Republicans didn't care. They moved forward with it anyway. Even if something is unpopular, they really couldn't give a crap. And so guess who does give a crap? The divine cares about the people, which is why he's here to love us and protect us and take care of us. And secondly, he wants everyone to know that we had an unfair election. There was DNC fraud. Obviously, Donna Brazil's book mentioned that. Basically confirming what the news has been telling us all along. There's a DNC fraud lawsuit that Jared and Elizabeth Beck are pushing through. I believe they're still moving forward with that, last I heard. And aside from that, Russian interference in our media, Facebook ads, Twitter ads, etc. The Russians did interfere in our election via the media. They confirmed that. Our lovely higher source confirmed that. So he's saying our election was unfair, and that's a huge no-no, interfering with human free will. Now, why now? Right? Why now? Why is the divine intervening now? Because politics has always been squirrely. It's always been shady. It's like, Christine, what you're telling us isn't new. Why is the divine coming forward now? Well, it's because we blow up. It's because Donald Trump's ego, if he stays president, results in us getting blown up. If Donald Trump doesn't stay president, we live. So, as an absolute channel of divine truth, nobody would be dancing the jig more than I would when, they just corrected me, when Donald Trump leaves his position. It's either voluntary or he's removed from his position. They will only let me say leaving. They will not let me say whether he resigns or he's asked to leave. All I know is that he's embarrassed. It's an embarrassing process for him because it begins and ends with his ego. So when you make egoic decision after egoic after egoic decision, your ego just ends up crumbling. So I know that he's embarrassed at the end. But anyway, the day that happens, I will be dancing the jig because that will be the day that I know I live. That will be the day that I know I'm not dying, just so you know. So Donald Trump stays president, we get blown up. If he doesn't stay president, we do not get blown up. So that's why the divine is intervening. And that's what you're seeing flying at Donald Trump right now is law of attraction, law of attraction, law of attraction, law of attraction. Now, to Donald Trump, everything flying at him is bad. To me, it's not bad. What's flying at you is truth. What's flying at you is pursuit of truth and justice. Not bad to me, but it's bad to you because you've aligned yourself with falsities in the dark. So you're having a problem with what's flying at you. I'm not. That's just the truth coming out. So basically what the other side showed me was the Democrats and Republicans being aligned with falsities and the dark. And so this is what they have going on. Their empires are like Jenga. They're weak. You take out the little piece of wood at the bottom of the tower and the whole thing crumbles. So because the Dems and the reps are both aligned with falsities, the dark, They don't care about the people. They are only interested in the, corporate donors. These two entities end up basically taking each other down because they are an energetic match for one another. So these are two dark entities that end up firing at each other, and they end up taking each other down. And this happens on purpose. And the divine is letting you know when this happens, this is why it's happening. Because they have no support by universal energies in what they're doing. He's sick of it. Like he's sick of the corruption. So what the divine has decided to do instead is put all of the universal energies behind the people. And what he's going to do is he's going to rally all of these universal energies to support the collective consciousness and put us in a position of power over the two-party system that will be going away. So these guys take each other down. So dark takes down dark, so they do all the work for us. And then we're just like, yippee! Right? We're all happy at this point because we know we're going to live, we're not going to have nuclear war, and we're going to be placed in a position of power. How do we do this? By forming our own party. Woo! The People's Party. So that's what the divine is asking us to do. Form our own party. And that's why he's specifically saying, I'm empowering you guys to take over. I need you to link arms, come together in love, unity, trust, faith that I'm going to take care of you, faith that I'm going to protect you, and faith that I'm going to empower you to do this. Now, why is he also putting us in a position of power above him? Because these guys who are in a position of power above us, they're abusing it. You abuse it, you lose it. You abuse your power, you lose it. So he fully intends on taking their power away. And he's saying that their free will put them here. And he's holding them accountable. He's basically saying, I'm sorry your free will put you here. I'm sorry. Because it's not okay. It's never been okay. And you're going to learn from this. So it's all about learning lessons. So the people involved in all this have to learn lessons. So unfortunately, their energetic match is for the dark. So that means as individuals, they're attracting illness to themselves, health problems, car accidents, what have you. So that's the really crappy part, is they attract darkness to themselves as a party and then darkness to themselves as individuals. Now, if any of these individuals, since their free will put them here, if any of these individuals want to split, do you know how they can align themselves with the light? Aligning themselves with truth. Now, what's a good example of that? Donna Brazile. Donna Brazile is an excellent example of that because she just aligned herself with truth by writing that book. Thank you, Donna. So, did they come after her for that? Absolutely. Oh well, that's going to happen. And I got news for you, Donna. That's the dark coming after you because you are the light right now. You grab onto your truth and it's like, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We're the only entity that can fight them. It's like, actually, no. You guys end up fighting each other, taking each other down, and we rise up, form our own party because we're sick of this. And so is the divine. The divine is sick of this. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, why is the divine intervening now when politics has always been squirrely? He's annoyed! He's annoyed! I had a conversation with him about this. He said, I'm annoyed that I have to intervene. I'm annoyed that all this corruption and all this crap led to nuclear war. Because now I have to stop it. And he's like, and if I have to intervene, and if I have to stop it, then everyone's going to learn in the process. These people are all going to be held accountable for their free will decisions, and everybody's going to learn in the process, and they're going to lose their power because they abused it over you guys. When there's bills in the Senate, you've got, people coming up to the senators with their sick kids, crying and begging them, not to pass the health care bill. And the divine's not okay with that. He's like, no, sorry, I'm over it. So he's pissed off that this has even led us to nuclear war. He's pissed off that he even has to intervene. So he's like, no, this hasn't been okay the entire time. And now I'm taking the whole corrupt system down and you guys put yourself here. So he's pointing to the two-party system and he's saying, you guys put yourself there. You put yourself there with your own free will. So I, Christine Pavlina, I'm telling you, if you want to pull yourself out of this, never too late to align yourself with the truth. Never too late to start squawking and speaking the truth and saying this is this and this is this and this is this, because the truth is the light. And the truth and the light is down here. Why? Trust, right? We trust the divine. We are aligned with truth. We are demonstrating self-love. This is an act of self-love, right? Nick Brana, the People's Party. I know they changed it to For People's Party. Sorry, I'm still calling it the People's Party. I'm being rebellious here. It's not For People's Party. We are the People's Party. We have the power. So, baby, we are the People's Party. Solid. Now, us forming this and joining arms, linking arms together and standing in solidarity in our power, it's an act of self-love. Basically, what we the people are doing is looking at our government and saying, you know what? This just isn't working for me anymore. I reject this. This is the darkness taking over our nation. And we as Americans love our nation. And we're the light. Right? So we the people, we're the light. So the light is going to overtake the dark because the dark is weak. That was the whole Django reference earlier. Now, why, again, do we succeed? Not just because of universal energies, but because of karma. You got a karmic issue. Their karma is out of balance with us. You got Trumpy here causing all sorts of problems, not really caring, race, gender, dividing us, right? Immigrants, whatever. You got him separating everybody. You got a karmic issue, dude. So unfortunately, you have lessons to learn too. So how do you learn lessons? You switch places. So when the people are placed in a position of power over them, they switch places. They're down here, we're up here, taking over. And the power is given to us, and the power is transferred to us. Now, the divine is having me explain all of this because he's basically letting us know this is what's going to happen, and this is exactly why it's happening. So that's why he has me make these, videos ahead of time where it's like, this is happening, this is why it's happening, let everybody know I'm 100% behind it. So this is the divine putting gas in our tank and having forces of nature support us in our goals. So this is a river current boosting us up obviously like a rocket. And then these guys over here have no energy at all. So it's like a deflated balloon, all right? They have no gas in their tank. We have a ton of gas in our tank, which is why it's important that the People's Party keeps going. These people need to keep going. They're speaking for the light and they're speaking for the divine. You guys are important, okay? You have the divine behind you. You have me behind you. This is important. Keep going. Now, here's another. Oh my gosh, are you serious? The way I do a read on a situation is I focus my mind on it. And as soon as I focus my mind on the next thing I was going to say, I wanted to start crying. This isn't good, okay? I am very clairsentient, which means I pick up on the emotion surrounding a situation, which is why you see me get emotional in some of my videos, because I'm picking up on the emotion surrounding that issue. The draft Bernie movement. The People's Party is trying to recruit Bernie to lead it, okay? Bernie recently announced that he was going to run as an independent for senator, but any plans for running as president in 2020, he would be part of the Democratic Party. So he was saying that he intended to stay part of the Democratic Party, and then he was talking about, recruiting people to support it while he reforms it. So that was his goal, is to reform the Democratic Party as opposed to leaving it and joining the People's Party. The reason why this decision is bad is because Bernie's up here too. Bernie has aligned himself with a dark entity. Bernie himself is light, but he has aligned himself with a dark entity, so his free will put him here. So now he is an energetic match for the dark as well, because he is part of this organization. So that's why I'm getting really emotional, because Bernie was being tested for self-love, and he still is. So I hope his free will changes, and I hope he switches, but he's being tested for self-love because he stayed with an organization that treated him like crap. And they wronged him, and the divine is asking Bernie to hold them accountable for that, and he's not. He's sticking with them. And this decision feels like fear-based, so it's not good. It's not good. Decisions based in self-love are always supported by universal energies, just so you know. So, another issue is that because Bernie hasn't joined the People's Party, I mean, I know this is a huge leap of faith. They showed that to me a long time ago. They showed me what a huge leap of faith this is. But here's another issue that the divine is having with Bernie staying a member of the Democratic Party. Obviously, the divine is concerned about him because he's aligned himself with a dark entity and basically let go of the divine's hand because he's not aligned with truth. But this is the issue. If you watch the Draft Bernie movement, if you've been paying attention to Nick Brana, the People's Party, you know, the movement for People's Party, whatever you want to call it, if you've been paying attention to these guys, they've been chasing after Bernie for a long time. And the people that are part of this movement, they have like really big open hearts and just want to make like a good positive change in this world. And so the energy coming from this organization is just pure love, right? Love for the United States, love for each other, just like wanting to make America better, right? Basically trying to get the light to take back over our country. So this is all the love energy coming from here. Now, this love energy is also being directed at Bernie. So this is where Bernie's love is, and this is where Bernie's appreciation is. So he has this presence coming towards him. And he has this energy coming towards him where they're trying to recruit him and draft him. And it's love and appreciation. And he's pushing it away and he's rejecting it. So his free will put him with the dark as opposed to him going towards the light and accepting this love energy. So not only is he showing a lack of self-love, but he's not receiving this love. He's not going to be with the people that appreciate him and love him. The divine just sent me a thought, claircognizantly. He's saying that if he takes this leap of faith into the People's Party and leads them, he will give him financial resources. The divine is saying, like, just because you're aligned with the truth and the light and your heart is big and you're this do-gooder doesn't mean you're poor, is what he's saying. It doesn't mean you're poor and you're struggling. He's showing me an image of financial abundance as well here. So he wanted me to reassure Bernie that there's financial abundance here. It's not like one big struggle. So here he is a fish swimming upstream. Here he is a fish swimming with the current because forces of nature are supporting him. So, I was on Facebook and someone was telling me that when she focused her mind on Bernie staying a member of the Democratic Party, she started crying. Like she felt a lot of negative emotion surrounding it. And then I wrote, so do I. So I wasn't really prepared for me to hit it, for me to be hit with it during this video, but I'm not surprised it showed up. Not surprised that happened. There's a lot of sadness that he decided to stay part of them. So let's pray. Let's send Bernie's soul some love. And let's pray because his free will put him here. His free will can put him here anytime. Self-love, leap of faith, trust. Bernie needs to trust. He needs to embrace his truth. He needs to have self-love. And where the power is, guys. Where the power is. I mean, the divine's telling you what he's going to do. He's telling you he's going to turn the volume on the law of attraction. He's telling you he's going to put everybody above. So I mean, everyone's going to learn in the process, but basically the dark has taken over our country and the light is fighting back. What you're witnessing is the light taking back the country. And that's what we do. We take back the country. So another thing they're showing me is my new brand, and my new tagline is "We are all superheroes." And it has to do with each one of us is fighting the forces of evil. So take out your lightsaber and, you know, fight the dark. May the force be with you. Fight the dark. Because, you know, these people have capes on, man. Right? It's like blowing in the wind. They have like little capes on. Because they're superheroes. So, looks like we're going to have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Because we're going to make sure we do by forming our own party and our own government. And obviously the quickest path up there is a second election, which the divine is also asking us to demand. So that's also part of our truth, is demanding a second election. And we just take over. All right. Well, I hope you found this informative. I know it was kind of long-winded. But it was real. It was real. It was raw. I think it could have been smoother, but I'm definitely not going to re-record because it was authentic. And just keep praying for Bernie. Just keep praying that Bernie changes his mind and goes where the love is. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.